Everything you see around you is the reflection of an unseen cause, your inner world. What you hold in consciousness, what you entertain as truth in imagination, becomes the substance of your world. You do not manifest what you want, you manifest what you assume to be real. The outer world is nothing but the mirror of your inner state. Change your assumption and you change your world. The secret to fast manifesting lies not in struggle, not in waiting, not in effort, but in acceptance. The moment you accept your desire as already fulfilled, creation is finished. You move from longing to knowing, from hoping to being. It is not about forcing the universe to respond, it is about aligning yourself with what already exists in the invisible. Every desire you have is already a spiritual fact. It exists in the unseen dimension, waiting for your consciousness to claim it. You do not need to create anything new. You only need to awaken to what already is. The act of creation is an act of recognition. The moment you recognize the reality of your desire within yourself, it begins to take form without. Close your eyes and enter the world within. In that inner sanctuary, feel yourself already living the life you desire. Feel it with such vividness, such conviction, that it becomes more real to you than the world around you. When the inner world becomes alive with your fulfilled desire, the outer must bow to it. The law of life is simple. What you feel yourself to be, you become. There is no power outside of you that decides your fate. You are the creative power, the cause of all you experience. The circumstances of your life are not happening to you. They are happening through you. You are the dreamer of the dream. And when you awaken to this truth, you realize that you can dream deliberately. You can shape reality by the images and emotions you hold within. Fast manifesting does not come from rushing, it comes from certainty. When you assume a state of being and rest in it, you enter a place of peace. You no longer look for evidence because you already know it is done. This knowing, this calm inner assurance, is the magnet that draws your desire from the unseen to the seen. The moment you drop the need to question or chase it, it begins to unfold effortlessly. Imagination is not a mere daydream, it is the creative power of the universe individualized within you. Every scene you play in the theater of your mind plants a seed in consciousness. Feel it as real, and it will germinate, grow, and express itself in the outer world. Do not ask how. The how is not your concern. The unseen intelligence knows the way. Your work is simply to live in the end, to persist in the feeling of the wish fulfilled until the invisible becomes visible. The difference between slow and fast manifestation is belief. The moment you stop doubting, the moment you stop oscillating between fear and faith, the moment you stand firm in the assumption that it is already done, manifestation accelerates, faith collapses time. What might have taken years begins to unfold in days, even moments. Because in consciousness, there is no time now. So live now as the person you wish to become. Speak, think, feel, and act from the state of fulfillment. Let your imagination be more real than your senses. When you walk by inner vision, rather than outer sight, the world rearranges itself to mirror your conviction. Every transformation begins in silence, in that quiet place where you dare to believe in the unseen. Withdraw your attention from what is and place it upon what can be. As you persist in this new awareness, the old reality will dissolve and a new one will take its place. That is the secret, to transform your inner state and let the outer world conform to it. When you truly understand this, you realize there are no limits. You can have, do, or become anything when you claim it within. All creation waits for your command. The universe responds not to your words, but to your assumption. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and your reality must obey. You are not a victim of chance or luck. You are the very author of your experience. Everything you call your world is the reflection of the beliefs you hold within. The moment you awaken to this truth, you begin to see life not as something happening to you, but as something responding to you. Every condition, every encounter, every circumstance is shaped by the invisible patterns of your own imagination. The secret to fast manifestation lies in understanding that imagination is not a fantasy, it is creation itself. When you imagine, you are not pretending, you are entering the creative workshop of the universe. To imagine a scene, to feel it real, to walk within it as though it already exists, this is the act of creation. The world you experience tomorrow is born in the thoughts and emotions you hold today. If you would only realize how powerful you are, you would never again entertain an unlovely thought or dwell on lack or limitation. For the moment you do, you breathe life into it, and the unseen responds faithfully. The speed of your manifestation depends upon the intensity and purity of your assumption. When you desire something, do not beg for it, do not wait for it, assume it. Live from the state of having, not from the state of wanting. The world mirrors your inner conversation, not your outer effort. Every time you speak within yourself, every time you visualize your life in a certain way, you are writing the script that the universe must perform. Most people delay their manifestation because they continue to look to the outside for proof. They plant the seed in imagination but then dig it up every few hours to see if it's growing. They look for signs instead of becoming the sign. But manifestation is not confirmed by evidence. It is confirmed by feeling. The moment you feel that it is done in the unseen. The moment you live in that inner knowing, the bridge of incidents begins to form, leading you effortlessly toward the fulfillment of your desire. Everything in creation has a spiritual prototype. You cannot see the roots of a tree, yet they sustain its growth. You cannot see the foundation of a building, yet it supports the structure. Likewise, the unseen assumptions within your consciousness are the foundation of your outer life. To change your world, you must first change the invisible blueprint within. See yourself already in possession of your desire. Feel the joy, the peace, the satisfaction of already having it. Then release it and trust that the unseen power will bring it into form. Do not struggle or strive, for the act of striving only declares that you do not yet have. The law of manifestation responds not to effort, but to ease. You must enter a state of relaxed certainty, a quiet knowing that what you have imagined is already yours. When you rest in this assurance, the universe begins to rearrange itself in your favor. People, places, events, and opportunities align themselves like pieces of a great puzzle, all moving toward the picture you have painted in your imagination. The transformation of your reality is not a matter of time, it is a matter of state. You can only experience what you are conscious of being. So, if you wish to experience abundance, you must become abundance in feeling. If you wish to experience love, you must feel love within yourself first. If you wish to experience freedom, you must think and act as one who is already free. The outer world cannot give you what you deny yourself inwardly. Every time you dwell on fear, doubt, or worry, you are reaffirming the absence of what you desire. You cannot hold two states at once. You are either living in the fulfillment of your wish or in the denial of it. The moment you choose the state of fulfillment, everything begins to shift. You begin to think differently, act differently, and radiate a new energy. The world responds to that energy with matching circumstances. Fast manifestation happens when your inner conversation matches your desire. When there is no inner conflict, no hesitation, no double-mindedness, manifestation becomes instant. The universe does not delay, it mirrors. The only delay is the time it takes for you to believe. Belief is not something you force, it is something you cultivate. You nurture it by repeatedly entering the state of the wish fulfilled until it feels natural to you. Imagination is not bound by logic or limitation. It is pure potential, free from the constraints of time and space. What you imagine with feeling becomes your reality. You could be sitting in your room and yet, in imagination, be walking on a beach, feeling the sand under your feet and the sun on your face. That act of inner travel is not fantasy. It is the movement of consciousness. And since consciousness is the only reality, the outer world must eventually reflect that inner journey. Every great change begins with a single inner decision to see yourself differently. You can spend a lifetime trying to change the world, or you can spend a few moments changing yourself. The latter transforms everything. The outer world bends to the inner conviction. When you hold yourself in the vibration of your desired state, everything around you begins to shift to match it. The people in your life begin to play new roles, opportunities appear, and what once seemed impossible becomes natural. You are always manifesting. Even your doubts manifest. Even your fears create. The question is not whether you are manifesting. It is what you are manifesting. To master the art of fast manifestation, you must discipline your inner world. Guard your thoughts as a gardener guards his seeds. Do not allow weeds of fear or worry to take root. Nourish your mind with the images of your fulfilled desires. Speak to yourself in the language of victory, abundance, and gratitude. Gratitude itself is one of the fastest ways to transform your reality. When you give thanks for something before it appears, you are declaring that it is already yours. Gratitude shifts your attention from lack to possession. It aligns you with the frequency of having, and in that frequency, manifestation is effortless. Each time you say thank you with feeling, you are watering the seed of your desire. You must also release attachment to the outcome. When you cling to the desire, you are telling the universe that you do not yet have it. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means confidence. You know it is coming because you know it already exists. when you can walk in faith without needing to see, when you can rest in the unseen, you have mastered the law of creation. Do not let the appearance of delay discourage you. Delay is not denial, it is gestation. Just as a seed takes time to sprout, so too does your manifestation unfold in perfect order. Trust the process. Keep your inner world aligned and know that what you have imagined must become visible. The moment you assume the state of the wish fulfilled, the seed is planted. Its growth is inevitable. To manifest quickly, live each day as if your desire were already your reality. Speak as if it were true. Think as if it were done. React to life from the place of fulfillment. If someone offers you doubt, remain unmoved. If circumstances contradict your vision, ignore them. They are the shadows of your old beliefs fading away. The new reality is already forming, and your faith keeps it alive. Feelings are the secret key. Words without feeling are powerless, but feelings move mountains. When you imagine, do not merely see, feel. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the peace that comes from knowing it is yours. Let that emotion fill your being until it becomes your new normal. Once the feeling becomes natural, manifestation follows naturally. Remember, you are not trying to change the world, you are changing your perception of it. The world is your mirror. If you see lack, it is because you have assumed lack within. If you see abundance, it is because you have assumed abundance. Everything you experience is the echo of your consciousness. The fastest way to change your outer world is to alter the inner story you tell yourself. Speak to yourself with authority. Declare who you are, not who you were. I am wealthy. I am loved. I am free. These are not mere affirmations, they are statements of being. The words I am are the gateway to creation. Whatever follows them becomes flesh. Use them wisely, and they will open the door to miracles. Persistence is the golden thread that binds imagination to reality. Do not waver in your assumption. When the outer world seems unchanged, persist inwardly. When the mind tries to return to doubt, bring it gently back to faith. The longer you dwell in your new state, the faster it crystallizes into form. Silence is also powerful. Withdraw from the noise of the world and listen to your own inner voice. In silence, you align with the creative power within. It is in that stillness that ideas come, guidance appears, and manifestation accelerates. The quieter your mind, the clearer your vision becomes. When you understand that consciousness is the only reality, you begin to live deliberately. You stop reacting and start creating. You realize that every emotion, every thought, every assumption is a seed. And just as nature never fails to bring forth the fruit of its seeds, consciousness never fails to bring forth the manifestation of its assumptions. Let go of struggle. Let go of doubt. Live in the end. Feel it done. See yourself already there. Speak as though it were true. Walk in the joy of its fulfillment. The universe cannot deny the conviction of one who knows. It must respond, for it is bound by law to mirror your inner world. Your life is not waiting to begin, it is waiting for you to assume it. Everything you desire already exists in the field of consciousness. When you step into that state, when you feel yourself to be the one who has, the unseen becomes seen, and the dream becomes reality. That is the art of fast manifestation, to live now as though it were already done, to rest in the knowing that you are the creator of your world, and to let the unseen power bring forth your vision in perfect order. There comes a moment when you realize that all the waiting, all the hoping, all the yearning was never necessary. That everything you ever desired was not something to chase after, but something to awaken within. The moment you claim it in imagination, it is done. The outer world is simply catching up to what you have already accepted as true within yourself. You have been conditioned to believe that things take time, that effort and struggle are required, that you must earn what you desire. But the truth is much simpler. Creation is finished. Everything that can ever exist already exists in the invisible realm of consciousness. You are not creating something new. You are selecting the version of reality that matches your belief. The moment you assume it, you shift timelines. You step into that version of yourself who already possesses what you once desired. The secret is to make the invisible visible in your inner world before it appears in your outer one. You must feel it real, live it inwardly, and persist in that awareness no matter what your senses tell you. Your senses are reflections of past assumptions. They are echoes of old beliefs. Do not let them dictate what you believe to be true. See beyond them. The unseen is more powerful than the seen, for the unseen is its cause. When you close your eyes and imagine, you are standing at the source of creation. The pictures you paint within yourself are not idle dreams. They are living forms of energy. They vibrate with the frequency of your belief. The stronger your conviction, the faster they solidify into physical form. The universe is responsive, immediate, and exact. It does not interpret your words, it mirrors your feeling. If you feel lack while saying, I am wealthy, the universe reads lack, not wealth. If you feel fear while declaring, I am safe, the universe responds to fear. That is why the emotion behind your words is everything. You must feel your wish fulfilled, not as a distant hope but as a living reality now. Feel the joy, the ease, the peace that comes from knowing it is already yours. Let that feeling saturate every thought, every breath, every heartbeat. You have the power to collapse time. When you stop waiting, you stop delaying. Waiting implies separation. It says, I do not yet have. But manifestation is born in the awareness of having. The moment you feel that it is done, you have bridged the gap between desire and fulfillment. There is no distance between you and your dream. It is already within you, waiting for your recognition. The great secret is that imagination is not subordinate to the senses. The senses follow imagination. What you see in your outer world today is the residue of what you imagined yesterday. If you wish to know what your future holds, look to what you are imagining now. Every mental image, every inner dialogue, every emotion is a seed that must bear fruit. To manifest quickly, you must master the art of inner control. You must refuse to dwell on appearances that contradict your vision. When a circumstance arises that seems opposite to your desire, see it as a test of your faith. The world is asking, will you believe in what you see or in what you have assumed? The answer determines how swiftly your desire materializes. The moment you persist in your inner knowing despite outer contradiction, you rewrite reality. The old must give way to the new. It is law. Do not seek validation outside of yourself, for the outer world is always one step behind. It must conform to your latest inner state. So when doubt arises, go within. Return to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Rehearse it again and again until it feels natural. Naturalness is the key. When your desired state feels normal, manifestation becomes inevitable. It no longer feels like something you are trying to create. It feels like something you are remembering. You shift from effort to ease, from striving to knowing. That knowing is the creative act completed. It is the silence after the prayer, the calm after the storm, the peace that says, it is done. You may wonder how to hold the feeling when the world seems unchanged. The answer lies in detachment. Detachment is not apathy, it is faith. It is the confidence that your inner reality is more real than the outer. It is the refusal to be moved by temporary appearances. The unseen is working, even when you cannot yet see it. Your only work is to remain loyal to your vision. Imagine yourself already there. See yourself living from the end. If it is wealth you desire, see yourself paying for things with ease, giving freely, living joyfully. If it is love, feel the warmth of companionship, the laughter, the peace of shared moments. If it is health, feel vitality surging through your body. Feel the freedom of movement, the lightness of well-being. Whatever the desire, the secret is the same. Live it inwardly now. Do not make imagination a ritual, make it a habit. Let it be the air you breathe, every idle moment, every quiet hour before sleep, every morning before the world awakens. Use these sacred pauses to dwell in your desired state. Let your imagination become your truest home. When the world feels uncertain, retreat there. When life seems difficult, return to the end in imagination and feel it done. You must also remember that imagination and belief are partners. To imagine without belief is to dream without creation. Belief gives life to the image. Belief is simply sustained imagination. It is the act of dwelling in the vision long enough for it to feel natural. When you persist, the feeling grows roots, and the roots give rise to form. Fast manifestation happens when your mind is single, when there is no contradiction between what you desire and what you expect. If your desire is wealth, but you expect struggle, the two cancel each other. But when desire and expectation become one, manifestation is instantaneous. The outer world cannot resist the vibration of unity. It must respond. The moment you feel your desire fulfilled, give thanks. Gratitude anchors the manifestation. It declares to the universe, I already have it. Gratitude aligns you with the vibration of having and draws to you more of the same. Feel grateful not after it appears, but before. Gratitude before manifestation is faith in motion. It is saying, I see it with my inner eye, and that is enough. Silence is your ally in this process. Withdraw daily into quiet reflection. In that silence, you commune with the unseen power. In that stillness, you receive ideas, nudges, and guidance that lead you to the fulfillment of your desire. When your mind is still, the voice of creation speaks clearly. It shows you the next step, not through struggle, but through inspiration. You are not meant to chase manifestations, you are meant to embody them. The more you chase, the further they move away. for chasing is rooted in lack. But embodiment, living from the end, attracts. It declares that you already possess it. The magnetic force of that conviction draws everything necessary to fulfill it. You are the center of your world. Everything revolves around your state of consciousness. When you change your state, you change your world. The outer rearranges itself to reflect the new you. The people who once opposed you begin to assist you. The doors that were closed begin to open. What once felt distant becomes effortless. You may ask, but what about the things I do not want? Why do they appear? Because you have unconsciously assumed them. You have given them life by dwelling on them, fearing them, expecting them. But fear and faith are the same power, used in opposite directions. Whatever you give feeling to, you empower. Choose consciously where to place your attention, for attention is the currency of creation. Every time you return to your wish fulfilled, you are watering your seed. Do not worry about the soil, the weather, or the time of harvest. Simply water it with feeling and faith. The law of life is faithful. It cannot fail. It will bring forth your manifestation in perfect season. The moment you try to rush it, you declare that you do not trust it. So trust. Rest, know that it is done. The world you experience is not fixed, it is fluid. It changes with your perception. The same situation that once brought fear can, through new understanding, bring peace. The same person who once opposed you can become your ally. Nothing is rigid. Everything is pliable to the touch of imagination. Imagination is the divine creative force within you. When you imagine with love, you heal. When you imagine with faith, you manifest. When you imagine with conviction, you transform. You are the sculptor and the clay, the dreamer and the dream. Everything you behold is your consciousness made visible. Do not underestimate the power of a single thought. One thought, fully felt, can change the direction of your life. One inner decision, made with conviction, can dissolve years of limitation. The moment you say within yourself, "This is who I am now," the universe must conform. So take your attention away from what is lacking. Turn your gaze inward and see the invisible abundance that surrounds you. See yourself as whole, complete, fulfilled. Let your imagination create scenes of joy, peace, and success. As you do, you begin to vibrate with the frequency of your desired state. And like a magnet, you draw it effortlessly into form. You are not learning how to manifest, you are remembering. You have always been doing it, but now you are doing it consciously. You are reclaiming your creative authority. Every thought, every word, every image is a brushstroke on the canvas of your reality. Paint deliberately. The moment you understand that the outer world is your reflection, blame dissolves. You no longer see others as obstacles, but as mirrors. Every reaction you have is a clue to your inner state. Use it to adjust, to refine, to align. The world is your feedback system, guiding you toward the perfect assumption. As you practice this awareness, manifestation becomes natural. You no longer ask, "How long will it take?" For you understand that time is only a reflection of your belief. The stronger your conviction, the shorter the time. The more you live in the end, the faster it unfolds. So live as though it were already yours. Feel the joy now, walk in the freedom now, speak from fulfillment now. When you embody the state, the world must mirror it. The unseen power cannot resist belief. It must obey. There is no separation between you and your desire, except the belief that there is. Remove that veil, and you realize that you and your dream are one. What you seek is seeking you. What you imagine is imagining you. Creation is not happening to you, it is happening through you. And when that realization becomes alive in you, manifestation is no longer something you do, it becomes what you are. Every moment you breathe, you are shaping worlds unseen. You are sending out vibrations of thought, emotion, and belief that ripple through the invisible field of creation. Each feeling you dwell upon, each inner image you persist in, becomes a command to the universe. Let there be. And it obeys, whether in joy or sorrow, confidence or fear. The law is impartial. It gives form to whatever you impress upon it. This is why awareness is everything. To transform your reality, you must first become aware of the states you habitually occupy. Do you live in a state of lack, waiting for something outside to make you feel complete? Or do you live from the fullness of already having? Because every time you feel lack, you reaffirm separation. Every time you feel fullness, you draw your desire near. The unseen responds not to your words, but to your inner vibration. Reality bends not through effort, but through awareness. When you shift your awareness, your entire world rearranges itself. The same house, the same job, the same relationships, yet all transformed because you see them through new eyes. You have moved from a lower state of consciousness to a higher one. The outer world is just a reflection of this inner movement. Do not underestimate the simplicity of this truth. The mind seeks complexity, it wants steps, rituals, methods. But manifestation is not a process, it is a realization. It is the instant recognition that I am already that which I seek. When that realization takes root, everything changes. What once felt far away becomes immediate, because in consciousness there is no distance. There is only the eternal now. When you truly understand that consciousness creates, you stop trying to manipulate conditions. You stop fighting appearances. You rest in knowing that your inner assumption, once accepted as real, must externalize itself. The world is not your enemy, it is your echo. The faster you align with your chosen state, the faster the echo returns. This is the secret of fast manifestation, inner alignment without resistance. You cannot hold two opposing states and expect swift results. You cannot say, I am wealthy, while secretly feeling poor. The universe hears the feeling, not the words. The moment your feeling and your desire become one, the result appears. It may come through a person, a sudden idea, or a perfect coincidence, but it will come. You must learn to trust the unseen process. Manifestation is not about making something happen, it is about allowing. The moment you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, creation is complete in the invisible. You then move through the bridge of events that naturally lead to its physical appearance. Every step, every encounter, every shift is part of that bridge. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is random. Even apparent setbacks are servants of your assumption. They are simply the clearing away of the old state to make room for the new. When something collapses, it is often the sign that the new reality is pressing through. Do not despair, rejoice. The old must crumble for the new to rise. You are constantly surrounded by signs, yet most go unnoticed because your attention is fixed on fear. But when you live from the end, every detail begins to align with your vision. You hear the words, see the numbers, meet the people, all guiding you. The universe speaks through synchronicity, through resonance, through feeling. It does not shout, it whispers to those who are awake. To awaken is to realize that imagination is not fantasy. It is the creative substance of existence. You are not daydreaming. When you imagine your desire, you are sculpting reality. The images you hold in mind are living forms of energy. They vibrate, they attract, they take shape. Imagination is the divine workshop of creation. Everything that has ever appeared in this world, every building, every song, every invention, was first an image in someone's imagination. But most people misuse this power. They imagine fear, failure, and rejection and call it realism. They think they are merely observing life, but they are creating it. Life does not happen to you, it happens through you. Every thought charged with emotion becomes a seed that must bloom. The soil does not choose what to grow. It gives life to whatever you plant, so plant wisely. When you imagine the best, feel the best, and expect the best, the universe conspires in your favor. It is not favoritism, it is law. The energy you send is the energy you receive. When you change the inner frequency, the outer world must tune itself to match. This is why it is said, to him who has, more shall be given. The one who feels rich attracts richness. The one who feels love attracts love. The one who feels peace attracts peace. Do not look for signs of change before you have changed within. That is like standing before a mirror waiting for your reflection to smile first. The mirror can only reflect what you present to it. The outer world can only show you who you are being. To change the reflection, you must change the image. The moment you decide that your inner world is the cause of all things, you reclaim your power. You stop blaming circumstances, people, or destiny. You realize that nothing has power over you except your own consciousness. You are not a leaf blown by the wind, you are the wind itself. Fast manifestation is not a miracle reserved for a few. It is the natural result of unwavering belief. The reason some manifest slowly is not because the law favors others, but because they waver between faith and doubt. The mind says, maybe it will happen, while the heart says, it is already done. When these two voices become one, manifestation is instant. To reach that unity, you must practice inner stillness. Stillness is the doorway to power. In stillness, the noise of doubt fades, and the voice of creation is heard. When you still the outer chatter and enter the silence within, you connect with the infinite. It is in that silence that you see the end clearly, that you feel it alive. When you emerge, you carry that certainty with you, and the world begins to mold itself around your conviction. Do not concern yourself with how things will unfold. The how belongs to the unseen intelligence. Your only task is to know the end and feel it real. The how will reveal itself naturally through inspired ideas and perfect timing. You will be led effortlessly, not through struggle, but through intuition. When you follow that inner prompting, everything unfolds with grace. This is the art of surrender. To surrender is not to give up, it is to let go of control. It is to acknowledge that the creative power within you knows the perfect path. When you surrender to the feeling of fulfillment, the outer begins to arrange itself in ways beyond logic. Doors open, opportunities appear, people arrive. You realize that nothing is too hard, nothing is impossible, because consciousness is infinite. You must understand that your desire is not separate from you. It is your own higher self calling you to expand. The desire to manifest something new is life-seeking expression through you. When you say yes to that desire, you align with expansion. When you resist it with fear, you shrink. Every desire is divine in origin, for it is the movement of life itself. So never doubt the worthiness of your dreams. If the desire is within you, it is meant for you. Life would not give you the vision without also providing the means for its fulfillment. Trust that what you imagine is not fantasy, but a glimpse of what already exists. You are merely being invited to claim it. To transform your reality, you must live as if you are already in your chosen world. Do not merely visualize it, embody it. Walk as the person who already has it. Speak from that state. Think from that identity. Every word you say, every choice you make should come from your fulfilled self. This is not pretending, it is aligning. When you align, the world cannot help but match your vibration. Observe how quickly life responds when you shift inwardly. You may think it takes months or years, but often the shift happens in hours, even moments. Because once you assume the new state completely, the outer has no choice but to follow. The reflection must change when the image changes. You are the creator, but you are also the created. The same power that made the stars and oceans flows through you. When you imagine, you are using the same creative essence that shaped galaxies. The only limit to what you can manifest is the limit you place upon your belief. Remove those limits and life will show you wonders. Everything is consciousness. Your body, your home, your relationships, your wealth, all are projections of your inner state. Change the state and you change the projection. If you feel unworthy, your world will mirror rejection. If you feel deserving, your world will mirror opportunity. If you feel abundant, your world will overflow with blessings. Every new assumption is like a garment you put on. At first it feels unfamiliar, but the more you wear it, the more natural it becomes. Soon, you forget the old garment entirely, so too with consciousness. At first, it may feel strange to declare yourself successful, loved, or free when the outer says otherwise. But persist. Wear the feeling until it fits. The moment it feels natural, the outer confirms it. Do not underestimate persistence. The law of consciousness is unfailing, but you must remain loyal to your chosen state. When doubts whisper, answer them with faith. When fear rises, replace it with love. When the old reality tries to pull you back, stand firm in your vision. The power that creates worlds is within you, and it never fails. You are the dreamer and life is your dream. The dream cannot change until the dreamer changes. The moment you awaken within the dream and realize your power, you are free. You can shape the dream at will. You can turn sorrow into joy, poverty into wealth, limitation into freedom. For nothing exists but consciousness. And you are that consciousness. Once you understand this, you no longer ask, can I manifest fast? Instead, you ask, can I believe now? For the speed of manifestation is equal to the depth of belief. The more you feel it real, the faster it becomes real. There is no magic time, only the eternal now. So close your eyes. Withdraw from the noise of the world. See your desire as already done. Feel it with your whole being. Let the feeling saturate your soul until it becomes more real than anything outside. When you open your eyes, carry that feeling with you. Live from it, breathe it, be it. And then, without effort, the world will rise to meet you perfectly, beautifully, inevitably, just as you imagined. And so, the truth stands before you. Your life is not waiting for permission to change. The power has always been within you, quietly whispering through every heartbeat and every breath. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the architect of them. The world bends not to your wishes, but to your inner conviction, to the state you dare to occupy within. If you truly desire transformation, stop looking outside for signs and begin living from the reality you seek. Close your eyes to what is and open your spirit to what can be. Feel it so deeply that it becomes undeniable. When you live in that state, the universe must conform. It has no choice, for consciousness is the only reality. You were never meant to live small or afraid. You were meant to awaken, to realize that the same creative power that formed the stars lives in you. Every thought you accept, every feeling you sustain is a command to creation. So guard your inner world as sacred ground, for it is the birthplace of every miracle that will ever appear in your life. The moment you stop doubting and begin to believe, everything changes. Time bends, doors open, and unseen forces begin to align. Life becomes effortless when you move in harmony with your inner truth. You are not waiting for your desire is waiting for you to assume it. So step into your new reality now. Feel the joy of having it. Speak as though it is done. Walk as though it is yours, and it will be. For reality is not something you chase. It is something you create through the power of your inner state. Remember this truth and live by it. The world is yourself pushed out. Whatever you dare to claim within, you shall see reflected without. Let this be the moment you stop seeking and start knowing that you are the creator, the dreamer, the source of your own reality. The power is not coming. It is already here. It is you.